now that we're back in 2014, we can get back to being nasty.
Right, exactly.
Now, I also remember, I think, because at my age, you're never sure whether you remember something or whether you don't even remember what remember means. Anyway, I seem to have told you at the time that our previous general manager of Radio Netherlands, whom I adored, I think he was a wonderful, wonderful man who did a lot of good things for our radio station. He wasn't generally respected very much, but he and I had a tremendous mutual respect for each other. And I remember at one point he said to me, I think that is after he had left Radio Netherlands, you know, a lot of people say, Mr. Meyer, that you're not supposed to do any commercials on shortwave. But I always say, where does it say so? There is no law that forbids us to do it. And like you've been doing, and which you may know, Keith, I was doing commercials for airlines, for hotel chains, for you name it. And he said to me, nobody can stop you because it doesn't say anywhere you're not allowed to do it. And that to me was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Yeah, that's true. You know, it's funny because a lot of listeners were not aware that, you know, Radio Netherlands, the Happy Station, was just one part of what everything you were doing at the time. I think a couple of years ago, I wrote you because a listener sent us a copy of an exercise skiing record that you did the Dutch version of. The orchestra was Max. Yes, that's right. And I remember playing the clip on the show, and I said, you know, you never heard Tom Meyer like this before, and you're doing the happy, happy, hope, hope, happy, happy, hope, hope. It was
yes. Absolutely.
And then, of course, there were the Smurf recordings.
The Smurf recordings, which was a lot of fun to do. And there's lovely stories connected with that as well, where I walked into a record store in Colombia, and Colombia, South America, because I saw our Spanish Christmas Smurf record in their shop window. It was Christmas time. And I walked into the shop and I said to the girl, Miss, if I can prove that I'm on this record, will you give me one for free? And she said, go away. I said, no, honestly. And I think my name was even on the back. And she ran back of the store and came back with the manager, and they were all excited, and I think they wanted to notify the local press, and I said, oh, come on, I was just joking. But it was a lot of fun to do the Smurf records. I did them in a couple of languages. I can't even remember. I know it was Spanish and Dutch and German. I can't remember the other ones. French, maybe. But anyway, it was a lot of fun.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know if this is the experience that you had doing it, but I remember a number of years ago, I did a similar thing in China. It wasn't for the Smurfs. It was for some other cartoon series. And the music had been already recorded like 2 weeks prior. And then I went into the studio, and they slowed the tape, and I had to sing very slowly. And then they put the tape back at the normal speed, and it sounded like a chipmunk or something, you know?
Yeah. And that is absolutely also the way the Smurfs were recorded. But it's, as you must have discovered also, Keith, it's a very special technique because, especially your vowels, if you pronounce them with the same position of the mouth but lower in voice, then they come out as something very strange. It's a totally new technique.
What's interesting about it is I remember when the time that I did it, because of the vowels, sometimes you would have to like retake so many times just to get it right.
Yes.
You know.
Even in Chinese then.
Even in Chinese, yeah. Mine, the ones I did were in Chinese and English. which was very confusing indeed.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine, yes.
Anyway, Tom, look, we're nearly out of time right now because we have a few other things to get to. For our 5th anniversary today, are there any wishes that you'd like to give to our listeners today?
Yes, one to the listeners and one to you. I'll start with the listeners. To the listeners, I wish you all that Keith may continue to do what he's been doing in those past 5 years, and that he may continue to be as successful as he's been over the past 5 years. I'm not saying that I'm hoping that it's going to turn into an international broadcasting network or something, although I do wish him all the best of luck. But that's what I wish the listeners, and to you, Keith. At the time, we talked a lot about what you were doing and what you were planning to do and what you wanted to do. I was also at times a bit critical, but never in a derogatory way. I always made it very clear to you that I wished you the very, very, very best in your endeavors. And I'm so happy, like a kind of a father, to see how successful you've been. And at the time, I wouldn't have dared to say that, but now I'm convinced that you will continue from victory to victory.
You're my soul song, my everything that I do song, my pick me up when I'm blue song, that's why I sing all the time. You're my soul song, that's why I call you my solid gold song. Nothing in the world could ever go wrong as long as you are mine. Never in the world have I seen anybody like you in all my time. You give me feel-good feelings through and through. Oh, you're so fine. I'm up with the time, 'cause I don't want to waste it. I love you so much, I can almost taste it. I can't stay still when I think of you. Humming, I start humming. You're my soul song. Might keep me safe from all harm song. My shelter from the storm song. That's why I sing all the time. You're my soul song. Keep me warm when I'm cold song. Nothing in the world could ever go wrong as long as you are mine. You're nice song, everything that I do song, pick me up when I'm blue song, that's why I sing all the time. You're my soul song, that's why I call you my solid gold song. Nothing in the world could ever go wrong as long as you are mine. You're my soul song, everything.
Tom Meyer and Soul Song. And by the way, Tom and I had a lot of fun recording that little segment today, and I hope you got a good laugh out of it. We still have a few minutes before we go, but before we do, I want to thank the following people. Kelly Alexander of The Kelly Alexander Show, Dan Hensley, Andy Sennett, Jonathan Marks, Bob Zanotti, of course, all the freelancers that supply material for our weekly program, Focus Asia Pacific. Also to Theodie, my friend, who helps design some of the QSL cards. Also a special thank you to all our listeners. And very importantly, we have to thank the engineers. Yes, the engineers of Okeechobee, Trincomalee, Nauen, and Madagascar. Because it's for you guys right now, working at this very moment, that has made this all possible. So, Thank you to Jeff White and Okeechobee. Thank you to our good friend Jan Olsterveen in Holland for arranging our transmission through now in Germany. A special thank you, of course, again to our good friend Rokos de Yoda at Emblo in Madagascar, and also to all the engineers at the Trincomalee site, too many to mention, who are relaying this from Sri Lanka. All the programs from PCJ can be found at our website, www.pcjmedia.com. Once you're at the website, on the right-hand menu are all the programs that we have. You'll see everything listed there. The Stuff File, Switzerland in Sound with Bob Zanotti, Classic Media Network Plus, The Kelly Alexander Show, Jazz for the Asking, Focus Asia Pacific, and of course, The Happy Station Show. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of today's program, we are giving away a couple of prizes. Well, actually, 3 prizes in total. The first prize is a 1-year subscription to the magazine The Spectrum Monitor. Now, that's a fantastic magazine, and it is really a lot of fun and very informative. We're also giving away 2 shortwave radios from C. Crane Radio. To enter is very, very easy. Just send us an email, pcjcontest@gmail.com. That's pcjcontest@gmail.com. We will be announcing the winners on the Happy Station Show this coming Sunday, which is March the 16th, between 13:30 and 14:30 UTC. We will be contacting the listeners beforehand and hopefully be able to record something on the air with you that we can include in the program. Now, I should mention that you have to answer the phone, not this Sunday, beforehand, because if you don't answer the phone, we go on to the next person. All right, so do enter and good luck. C. Crane Radio, by the way, has been around for 30 years. They have an impressive catalog of material, and Bob Crane, who I met when he was here in Taiwan, really puts care into the products that he has. They have everything from Wi-Fi radios, Wi-Fi antennas to boost the signal, headphones, all kinds of shortwave radios, an AM tunable radio, FM transmitters. Anything that you can imagine is available from C. Crane. And we've actually have a little bit of a promotion going with C. Crane right now, in that if you order something from C. Crane Radio, you will receive a free gift. And it's very easy to do. Just you can order through their website, C. Crane, which is CCRANE.com. CCRANE.com. Mention PCJ, and you will be receiving a free gift from them. Now, you'll also be able to find a link to their website at our own website as well, pcjmedia.com. But just mention PCJ, and you'll be receiving a free gift. So, that's good for you. It's also good for us as well, because Bob Crane has been a big supporter of what we are doing. For today's special broadcast, we are issuing a special QSL. Now, there's a couple of ways to get it. First, our snail mail address. PCJ Radio International, 8th floor, number 47, lane 31, section 1, Sanmin Road, New Taipei City, Banqiao, 22070, Taiwan, and that is in the ROC. I'll repeat that again. PCJ Radio International, 8th floor, number 47, lane, Lane, lane 31, section 1, SECTION 1, section 1, Sanmin Road, which is SAN like Norman, M like Marvin, I like Ivan, N like Norman, Sanmin Road. New Taipei City, Banqiao, which is BANCIAO, Taiwan, 22070, and that's in the ROC. And that's if you want to receive the printed version of our very special QSL for today's broadcast. You can also send us an email to receive the EQSL. And the email is pcjqsl@pcjmedia.com. Once again, pcjqsl@pcjmedia.com. As As you heard me mention at the beginning of today's program, today's show is about love. Love for all our listeners for making this 5th anniversary special possible. We're going to end today with the song Love that I'm going to dedicate to all our listeners. It was recorded by yours truly in 2006, and I hope you enjoy it. We'll see you Sunday from 13:30 to 14:30 for the Happy Station Show, and also we'll announce the winners. So until next time, friends, thank you very much for supporting us over the past 5 years, and so long.
L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. He is even more than anyone that you adore can love. Is all that I could give to you. Love is more than just a game or two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Look at me, oh, is for the only one I see. He is very, very extraordinary. He is even more than anyone that you can adore. And love is all that I could give to you. Love is more than just a game or two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you. Love was made for me and you.
This is PCJ Radio International. This is PCJ Radio International. This is PCJ Radio International, broadcasting to North America from 1:30 to 2:30 UTC on 7730 kilohertz from Okeechobee, Florida, USA.
I'm Rudy Espinal in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and this is WRMI, Radio Miami International, Okeechobee, Florida, USA, and www.wrmi.net. Send us your comments and reception reports to info@wrmi.net or to WRMI, P.O. Box 52652, Miami, Florida, 33152, USA.